So how to make credit card companies work for you? The generation before us completely messed up when it comes to using credit cards and decided to put everything on a credit card and then later on in life learn what 25% interest is. Therefore, when you ask an older person, should I use my credit card, they're gonna tell you no, pay cash. However, I'm here to tell you the opposite. I'm here to tell you you should use your credit card for everything and that you're actually giving away your money when you don't use your credit card. What I want you to get out of this video: I want you to learn how to use your credit cards while avoiding interest. I want you to learn how to improve your credit score. And finally, how to utilize leverage. Most importantly, if you ever have anybody tell you you should pay cash instead of your credit card, please do me a favor and tell them to go off. Think about the last time you were at a gas station and you purchased something. Did you use a credit card or did you pay cash? If you paid cash, then you better start paying some close attention. We don't realize it, but we're all leaving money on the table when you pay cash. What do I mean by this? Before you can understand credit cards, you need to understand the history of credit cards. When credit cards first started, they did a great job at marketing to our grandparents and our parents, and everyone went ahead and opened up a credit card. However, they weren't as lucky as you guys and had me telling you how to use them, and they actually went out and maxed out all their credit cards. Fast forward a couple years later, they learned the hard way what compounding interest rate at 25% really is. In fact, some of them are still trying to pay off those debt right now. Credit card companies are fighting for your business. Why? Because every transaction that gets processed has a transaction fee. This fee can be anywhere from 3 to 5% depending on what credit card you're using. It's not a fee that you pay, it's a fee that the business owner pays, which is why you may have noticed that some places have a minimum requirement before you can charge anything on your credit card. And some places don't even take American Express or Discover. Why is that? Well, because they're the ones charging the 5%. Therefore, if you buy something for $1,000, they're automatically losing $50 just for processing that transaction. Now, what do credit cards companies do with this transaction fee? Some of it is going into their pockets, but some of it's going right back to you and I. What do I mean by this? Well, have you ever heard of points? Have you ever heard of rewards, cashback, or any other incentives to sign up with a specific credit card company? Some companies offer a sign-on bonus if you spent $3,000 within the first 3 months. And that sign-on bonus can be anywhere from 20, 30 to 50,000 points. These points can be transformed into gift cards, into flights, hotels, car rentals, and the list goes on and on and on and on. Now that you have this information, does it make sense to pay anything in cash? Whenever you pay cash, you're not getting any rewards back. In fact, you're saving the business money by paying in cash. So ask yourself, how often do you go to the gas station? Maybe once a week? Or maybe you have an American car and you go 3 times a week and you're spending way too much money on gas. The point is that you're gonna spend this money no matter what. Therefore, doesn't it make sense to get back 1, 2, maybe 3% back on every transaction? One question I get asked a lot is, which credit card is the best? Well, there's really no right answer for that because everybody has a different situation. What do I mean by this? Well, the companies that offer the most cashback more than likely have some sort of annual fee. That annual fee can be anywhere from $99 to $500. Therefore, if you're not using your credit card enough, you end up paying the credit card company to use that credit card. Another way to make credit card companies work for you is by increasing your credit score. Now, why is a credit score important? At some point in our lives, we're gonna have to purchase a vehicle, we're gonna take out a mortgage, or we might need a loan for whatever reason. The higher the credit score, the lower the interest rate. So how do you improve your credit score? Well, there's various ways. One of the key ways to improve your credit score is to manage your leverage. So what do I mean by leverage? Essentially, it's credit utilization. So for example, if you have 4 credit cards and each credit card has a $10,000 limit, this means you have $40,000 credit limit. The recommended leverage or credit utilization is to stay between 10 to 20% within that range, which in this case would be between $5,000 and $10,000. Another thing to note when it comes to credit score is the average life of credit. Every time you open and close a credit card, it impacts your credit score. For example, if you close the oldest card you've had, this will decrease your average life of credit. Or if you open a brand new credit card, that will also decrease your average life of credit. The longer your average life of credit, the higher your credit score. The lower your average life of credit, the lower your credit score. So fast forward 5 years later, you start using your credit cards for every transaction, whether you're putting gas, whether you're buying groceries, whether you're paying your cell phone bill, etc. If you do the math, the average person makes about $60,000 a year. Let's say they're putting $40,000 of transactions on their credit card. Out of those 40,000, maybe you get times 2 because you have such a cool credit card. That's 80,000 points a year. You multiply that times 5 years, now we're talking about 300,000 plus points in miles. What do you do with these miles? You go on vacation. You could get a hotel. You can get a car rental. So hopefully by now you understand what I mean by you're leaving money on the table and why you should be using your credit card for every single transaction.